and welcome back to Misrepresented. I'm your host, Elisa Opie, and today I'm super excited because we have Miss Gracie Pfaff with us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So you have a really interesting last name because there's a P in there, but it's silent.
Yeah, so it's just Pfaff.
I didn't butcher it, right?
You did not. You got it right.
I was
First
like,
try.
Just get it together, Lisa. So before we get into everything, you guys have to check out our pink outfits from PinkApple Dresses. I'm loving like the rhinestone bows on your blazer.
Obsessed with it. I was checking it out online, so I was like, we have to
cute.
do this today.
I'm obsessed.
We need a power pink with some sparkle.
Power pink. I love that. Yes. So thank you, PinkApple. We love you. Okay, so we have a lot to cover in this episode. I feel like I want some like tea on your life, but we're gonna talk about the serious stuff first. Okay, so you guys don't know this, but Gracie was nominated twice for Forbes 30 Under 30. So tell me about that.
It was such an honor to find out that I was even nominated, and finding out that I was nominated by people that I've worked with was, I mean, truly, I was just honored. I was,
that's like a huge accomplishment. It's like something that everybody aspires to do.
And especially in the social impact category, there's so many amazing people doing amazing things, and just having the chance to be nominated. And I got to go to the Forbes Under 30 Summit in Cleveland last year, which was
how was that?
Really exciting. I mean, you're just filled in a room with hundreds of like-minded people in all the different categories. So you're not just within your own category there. You can meet people from, that have been nominated, people who are on the list even.
Wow.
Glean a lot of advice and just, life skills from these people, network. And yeah, I've met some of my closest friends there.
Oh my gosh. Were you in the same category both times?
Yes. For social impact for my nonprofit work. And so having helped thousands of people and made our educational systems accessible to over 7 million people.
Oh my gosh. Is that with Harvest 107?
It is. So
okay,
I'm gunning for that position. I haven't made the list yet, but it's coming.
Okay, so are you going to try again next year?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I've got time.
How can we support you?
Just support my nonprofit. Once the word is out there, the more people that get involved, the more work we can do. And that's it's really about making an impact in the world.
I love that. And I know you're like a pageant girl. So I always when you do a pageant, it's not about winning, it's about what you get in the process. And
exactly.
I feel like Forbes is also like that from what you've told me. 100%. Once you get there, you learn and you grow so much. And it's not really about winning,
Exactly. You don't have to be on the list to get something from it. You can make connections, friendships, networking, new projects. Like my nonprofit might be doing projects in Cleveland because I even went to the conference. So
I love that.
Yeah, it's exciting.
You probably have opportunities to collaborate with other people.
Absolutely.
Wow. So what is one thing that you learned at Forbes Summit that you took up with you and it changed your life?
I would say the number one message I received was just keep going. We all acknowledged that it is hard being young, doing big things in the world. And so to lean on one another and to never give up and to keep striving for what's best. Of course, people are going to think you're crazy in the process, or people are going to doubt you. You're going to doubt yourself. But it's about, at the end of the day, staying consistent.
I love that. Okay, so let's get into Harvest 107. You founded this when you were 12 years old.
Yes.
So when you say people judge you when you're young, you were young, so they probably judged you.
Oh yeah, people thought I was insane.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I was homeschooled growing up.
Wait, me too.
Were you really? I did not know that.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah,
look at us socializing. We can be normal.
We can. But yeah, I was homeschooled growing up. I went to school for a couple years, but then I was like,
me too.
I was like, Mom, can I please be homeschooled?
Oh really? So were you in public school?
Yeah, so I did
private?
I did public school, and then my mom homeschooled me for a year, and it was her idea. And then I went to private school for a year. And I was like, Mom, will you take me back?
Okay, wait. So I was raised homeschooled, and then I went to private school because I was begging. And I was like, please let me go to school. And then they were like, okay, you can go private. And then I was like, can I please do public? And then I was like, I'm traumatized. And literally I went back to homeschooling. I was like, never mind. I know. Go home.
It's such a funny thing. I was literally graduated on my couch. But
wait, but that's so cool. Okay, so now I understand everything. I feel like being homeschooled, you're a lot more ambitious. You have these opportunities. So 12 years old, starting a nonprofit.
It's that puzzle piece.
It is.
You need it.
It is.
But yeah, I was homeschooled, and it was around that time where we were supposed to start school, but my mom would actually create my sister and I's curriculums. Oh. And so when she was, putting all that together, she needed a couple extra weeks. And so she was like, let's do a project. And she was like, buy me some time. Y'all are still learning. And we went to the library, we picked out a book, and it was based on a true story in Honduras about how a failing family farm was revived after sustainable agriculture was taught to the kids in the community.
Wow.
And I was just astonished by this book because I was like, first of all, how can a family with a farm be going hungry? I didn't understand that at 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to learn more about world hunger, more about sustainable agriculture, and how investing in communities was the key. And so I started Harvest 107 with the mission to prevent hunger and malnutrition through sustainable agriculture.
Okay, we have to go a little bit more into this because I'm like, wait, how does somebody with a farm go hungry? Can you explain that to me?
Absolutely. So what was happening is these farms were struggling because they didn't have the knowledge or the tools to be able to make it successful. And so especially when you're growing the same crop over and over and over again, which is what many communities do because it's all you know how to do, your soil is extremely depleted, so your plants are no longer thriving. Pesticides and fertilizers are extremely expensive and they are harmful for your health. And so it just perpetuates this cycle of poverty and hunger. And so when you teach sustainability and how you can grow organically, my nonprofit's all organic, and just you can really help people lift themselves out of poverty and hunger that way.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Have you ever like visited like a farm that's doing like the sustainable? I'm sure you have.
Yes, I have visited some, and then part of Harvest 107 is working with female farmers in Haiti. And so I've spent so much time with those women on their farms.
Wow. So you've been to Haiti. You actually lived there.
I did. I lived there for 5 years.
For 5 years. What was that like?
It was a complete culture shock, of course. But I also moved there when I was about like 13 years old.
From where?
From Nashville.
Yeah,
Nashville, Tennessee was home.
Completely different.
Completely different.
Wow.
I mean, climate, culture, everything.
Everything.
Yeah. So when we moved there, I was really just excited because being 13 years old and you're moving to a new country for the first time, you're just kind of open and ready for anything. Yeah. And so I really just wanted to immerse myself in the culture, learn the language as quickly as possible, and just connect with people.
So do women, like obviously women in business, we have our own challenges. Now, what about women in farming? Do they have a separate set of challenges because they're women?
Absolutely, especially in countries like Haiti. These women have a much harder time purchasing and renting land. Sometimes you even need a man's signature to even secure that. Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. And then
oh my gosh,
they'll often sell for a lesser price in the marketplace than their male counterparts. Wow. And so it's just this whole new set of struggles. And then the average education, I believe, for a woman in Haiti is about 2nd, 3rd grade. And so you're really not working with much in that regard because you have so much less opportunity than your male counterparts there. So that's one thing that was really important for me with Harvest 107 was investing in women, especially female farmers.
Were you able to like watch a woman's journey, like from getting her land, getting your support to like success?
Yes. So we have a farming community in the mountains of Haiti, and the Haitian mountains are absolutely stunning. Wow. So it was beautiful regardless. But she started with a little bit of land, a little piece of land, and then we started working with her and we gave her one of our family farm packs. So basically what it is it's a 5-gallon bucket so that she can use it for composting, water collection, planting. I mean, it's really just whatever you want. Our signature moringa fertilizer, that's all organic, made from the moringa tree. Wow. And then they get some education along with it. And she went through our entire agribusiness class. And so we're helping them not only learn sustainable agriculture, but also learning how to leverage their farm into a business. And they receive things like tools and seeds. And so now I just talked to them the other day, and she's purchased more land and added on, and all 4 of her kids are going to school now, because in Haiti, school is not free. There's very few public schools, and so school's not free in Haiti. It's several $100s per year. And so to have 4 children, that's very expensive when on average, Haitians live on less than $2 a day. So now she's been able to send her kids to school. They're eating vegetables regularly and they're selling them. So it's been a really cool journey.
That is so amazing. Oh my gosh. I love that story. And now I'm like, I want to go to Haiti. Like, I want to support your nonprofit.
I know. I wish we used to do trips occasionally, but then with the political climate right now, it's not safe, but I just keep itching to go back and show people what we do. It's so different when you can go and see it yourself.
It has to be. And I'm like such a like organic person. Like I really care about what's in my food. Yes. So like having that organic aspect also sets it apart, and it's like super important to me. So like when you were 12, what was that like?
Backtrack a little bit. Yeah, so I literally ran to my mom, and I didn't know much of anything back then. I was 12, and so I ran to my mom and I was like, Mom, we have to help hungry people in Africa grow food. And I was, naive, didn't know any better.
Yeah, but that was such a thing growing up, though. They're always like, you're starving kids in Africa. And I was like, okay,
that's
well.
all you do. I know. And she was like, okay, I love your heart, baby. And she was like, but maybe we could start a little closer to home.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, yeah, you're right. And we had done volunteering with, homeless shelters and food banks growing up. And so I was familiar with the concept. So I was like, you know what, we should give back to our community. And so we started at a school just outside of Nashville, Tennessee, and they reserve 50% of their seats for low-income families.
Wow.
So the kids never know who has paid to go to school and who hasn't. And so, yeah, we started a garden with them. We got the county involved, everybody. It was a huge thing, and it was a ton of fun. I did 12 weeks of garden club with the kids.
Oh, my gosh.
And, it feeds 24.
Do you have a garden?
I do.
Oh my gosh. Wait, how big is it? What are you growing?
It's not huge, but it's a little something, and my mom and I work on it. It's mostly my mom's garden now because I'm traveling so much, but I am a sucker for growing cherry tomatoes. That's my thing. I love growing them.
Do they grow in like different colors, like yellow and stuff?
They can.
Yeah.
I once had a cherry tomato plant get like 6 feet tall, and I wasn't pruning. I kept pruning the sides. I was like, let's just see how tall I can get it, and it got huge. And so ever since then, I got kind of hooked on how I could play around with it.
You're making me want to like move out of Miami and like live on a farm. Like,
let's do it.
Yeah,
let's
get
really
a huge
piece of land. And
I feel like that's like true happiness. So, what was like your day-to-day life in Haiti? What was that like?
Well, I was still in school, so I was, homeschooled in the mornings, and then in the afternoons I was, working. Our house was really cool, actually. We had different levels, and so, base level, that's where like my schoolroom was, and I would do all that. And then downstairs we had this huge garden and a big greenhouse, and that became Harvest 107's headquarters.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, the team would come into work every day, and they'd be working while I was doing school, and then I'd come down and join.
Oh my
and
gosh.
We really used that space not only to grow food, and honestly, like we would, give some of it out to the community, some to our team. Sometimes we would make salads with it.
Oh my gosh.
And then, but we'd also use it to experiment with new things, because I always want the educational systems to be up to date and as innovative as possible. Mm-hmm. And so we really just used it as this training ground of, what can we do better? What can we help others with? And we had this beautiful greenhouse where we'd start plants for our projects, for our gardens. So
I love that. I want to go into pageants because that's kind of how we met at Miss Earth USA.
Yeah.
And how long have you been doing pageants?
I've been doing pageants since I was 18, I think. So about 4 years now.
You're so young.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Which one was your first one?
I did Miss Florida Teen USA was my first ever pageant.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, was I there?
You were there. I bought lashes from you.
Oh my gosh.
And
I was like, wait.
I know we had only like met super briefly.
Did I put them on for you, or did I just sell them to you?
You did both. And and I was like, okay, but can you teach me how to put on lashes better? And you were yeah. And you were like, this is what you got.
Did I teach you anything?
You did. Okay. Actually, I literally, ever since then, people were like, you put on lashes so well. And I was like, you can thank Lisa.
Oh my gosh. It's like the middle, and then like the inner corner, and then the outer corner.
Yeah, and I started like trying to put lashes on other people.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I failed a little bit.
So you're like that girl now, though. Like,
I try.
They all go to you for the lashes.
Yeah, but now I make my friends do it, because like now a lot of my friends are professional makeup artists. So I'm like, y'all can do it. That's your job.
Isn't your sister a professional makeup artist?
My sister's a professional makeup artist.
Oh my gosh,
Danielle is a professional makeup artist, one of my closest friends.
Another sister, pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I keep myself, surrounded by people who can make me beautiful.
That's fabulous. I need to make some more makeup artist friends and just be like, hey, help me with my lash, because I still struggle. Like, it's easy to put on other people, but on yourself, it's different.
Oh yeah. And then if you're dealing with your eyes watering, it's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. Okay, so Florida Teen USA, how did you do there?
I placed top 15 my first time ever.
Oh my god.
I know. I was super surprised because I really went in with no expectations. I had just moved back to the US literally months prior.
Really? So you're still kind of like overcoming reverse
culture
shock.
I would forget words in English all the time, and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do an interview. I was like, I can't even talk.
Wait, so you speak a little bit of Creole?
I speak Haitian Creole, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
So,
I'm not going to be that girl that's like, say something.
I get that all the time, and I'm like, I don't know what y'all want me to say.
I know, and they put you on the spot, and I'm just like, oh, I'm not like a circus. Okay, so what made you start doing pageants? Like, what made you want to do it?
It's actually funny. I happened upon pageantry by accident. I had grown up watching Miss America and Miss Universe with my grandma occasionally, but it wasn't like a regular thing in our household. And so I had just seen those beautiful women up there, and I was like, oh, that would be so cool. But I never thought I would be one of them.
Oh my
and
gosh.
So I was actually looking for fundraising and awareness ideas for Harvest 107. And I was like, I want to get the word about my nonprofit. Let's find something unique to do. I feel like I've tried everything in the book. And then I saw an ad for Miss USA, and it was talking about how women had platforms and, you know, causes they believed in, and they used it to amplify those. And I was like, oh, this whole pageantry thing seems a lot cooler than I thought it was.
Right.
Because, you know, when you're just watching it growing up, you just see beautiful dresses.
You think it's like a beauty contest.
Right. Yeah. And so I didn't know. And then I saw that, and I was like, oh, maybe I should try it. And I was like, Mom, how do you feel about that? And she was like, why not? And
oh
so
my gosh.
I literally signed up that day.
What? And now your sister's doing them too.
Yep. Now I've got everyone recruited.
So, okay, I know the answer to this because I know pageants, but do you feel like it helped your platform?
Absolutely. I feel like it also helped me speak about it easier. I took public speaking courses in high school, and I've done hundreds of public speaking opportunities, you know, in different contexts with Harvest 107. But I feel like definitely
it's
pageantry.
It's being judged on your speaking, and a crown is on the line. You're like, right. Okay, and we're gonna speak.
You practice it more often, and you learn how to relay what you want to say with authenticity, and not just, you know, rehearsing something over and over again.
Yeah. So I feel like I met you when you were first runner-up to Miss Earth USA, which is like a major, I would say top 3 national pageant, right? First runner-up, right?
I was actually eco. I was eco, so I was 4th runner-up.
Okay, but top 5.
But
so,
top 5,
I mean, that's like major.
Thank you.
So how did you feel?
I was shocked. My whole goal walking into it was, I said, my first ever pageant, I placed top 15, and I need to know if that's like a fluke. I went back into pageantry, and I was like, and I really seem to align with that. They care about the earth. I literally like play with the dirt for a living.
Yeah, you literally live that like Miss Earth life.
And I was like, you know, let's just try it. I care about our planet. I care about pageantry. Let's just go into it, show up authentically, Gracie. And placing top 5, I was standing up on stage, I remember it, and I was like, please call my name. Please call my name. And I was like, are you gonna? And then they called it for top 5, and I was like, I literally, I found my mom.
Were you like 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, or 5th to be called?
I was 3rd to be called.
Okay, that's not bad. That's like a really comfortable spot.
Yeah, I wasn't first, and I wasn't last.
First, no, because you have to like do your on-stage question first, and I feel like that would throw me off.
Yeah, or actually maybe I was 4th to be called, because thinking about the lineup, because the way they had us do it was reverse order of how you're called to do your statement. Oh. And so Danielle went first.
Was she called last?
She was called last.
Oh.
And then I went right after. No, yeah, that is right. Because Danielle went, and then I went, because she was back behind me. There's a picture where she's like smiling really big watching me talk.
But I love that. I feel like, okay, I definitely don't want to be called first, but last would be bad for like on stage question order, because then you're like sitting there overthinking, and I feel like that would throw me off.
You're so in shock that you're like you're up there
totally
waiting.
What I love about Miss Earth USA is that like when you make top 5, you get to have a year of having a title and a sash and a crown, and you get to do appearances like I've seen you do in Miami. Yes. So that's really amazing. And then you came back with your sister.
I did.
Was that her first time competing?
She had done a couple pageants prior, but she had never done the Earth organization before, so that was her first time, and it was her first national competition.
Oh my gosh. Was she a teen or a miss?
She's a teen.
Yeah. Okay, so
she's only 15.
Okay, so you're not competing.
She turned 15 on finals night.
What?
Yeah.
So her birthday's New Year's Eve?
Yes.
She's
a New Year's Eve baby.
I love that. Oh my gosh. So are we allowed to like talk about what you're doing next in pageants?
Yes. So I just announced on my Instagram a couple days ago that I'm competing for Miss Tennessee USA.
Yay! Do you have a local title yet?
I am Miss Oak Hill USA. So
I love that.
I'm very excited. You know, Tennessee's always been home, and I've never felt more at home in a state before. I think part of that's the farming thing. You know, we have so many farms in Tennessee, and it's just some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. And so I'm very new to the Tennessee USA organization, so I'm excited to just go in and have fun with it.
Are the directors new as well?
They're still with Greenwood. They're still Greenwood.
Okay,
so
perfect.
And I've heard nothing but incredible things.
Good.
And we had a seminar the other night where we got to, meet the directors and talk to them and, just hear their advice and what they're looking for in a title holder. And so
what is that? Share with us. What's
Yeah,
their advice? What are they looking for?
They're looking for someone who's authentic, someone who's, that kindness, that true title holder who's going to put the work in and who's going to really represent your state to the best of their ability. And
I love that.
So they were just great people of just you could just feel the warmth from that, and which I really appreciated, because when you don't know anyone personally, you're just like, oh, it's a little daunting, and then when you log on and you see bright smiling faces, you feel the warmth in their voice and in their words, and you hear that they're really just looking for someone who is authentically themselves. And
yeah, that makes all the difference. So how much time do you have between now and pageant day?
It is 3 weeks.
3 weeks. So you have a gown?
I do.
Okay, I'm not going to ask you for details because I know it's a secret. So what do you see yourself doing in 5 years from now?
Ooh, I love that. I try to take every day as it is, but I want to do everything that I'm doing now just on a grander scale. I love what I do. I want to continue growing Harvest 107 to as many countries as possible. We have a few lined up for the next few years. We're looking to work in Nicaragua, potentially Panama, maybe Ghana. So there's a few things in the works. Yeah. And so I'm very excited about all that. So I'd love to see us in the next 5 years be in 7 countries total, at least. Of course, I'm open to more. I'll accept it. I'll manifest it. And then, growing my public speaking, continue, hopefully I'll have given up a pageant title by then. Yeah. And then, just continue modeling, public speaking, Harvest 107, just all on grander scale, and hopefully get that Forbes list.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh. So speaking of public speaking and pageants, I have to ask, what is an interview question or onstage question that you've been asked that really stood out to you?
One time I was asked that if I could change anything in my past, what would it be and why? And it was an onstage question. And so I had to answer that in front of hundreds of people. And I remember I was standing there and I thought about it for a second, and I said, I would not change a thing, because every misstep that we have made in our past has created who we are today. And I wouldn't give that up for the world.
I love that. And that's so true.
Yeah. So I love kind of those interview questions that makes you really turn inward and think about your morals, your values, and who you are as a person. I think it's really important.
I think so too. Okay, now I want to do the fun side. Was there any question you've been asked, even an interview, where you were like, can we skip this one?
I remember I was doing a pageant. They made you put a quote by somebody on your bio sheet. And I did a quote by Helen Keller. And they asked me what I know about Helen Keller.
Okay, that's a little bit random.
And I was like, there's a lot we haven't covered on that bio sheet.
Oh my god. Can we talk about me? We can talk about Helen Keller after I win.
I was like, I'd love to bring my sister in here who's actually studying her right now.
Oh wow.
But, yeah, it's because that was part of the reason I chose the quote, because my sister,
what is
being
the
homeschooled,
quote?
it was about I wish it was some things are not meant to be seen or heard, but felt with the heart.
Oh, I love that.
And it was a beautiful quote. Gosh. And I wish they'd asked me about why I chose that quote and not what I know about the person. And so, but you can spin an interview question how you want it, but
so you'd be like Helen Keller.
Yeah, it threw me off guard, because I was like, wait, am I in class right now?
Oh my god. Oh, okay, so we're gonna wrap it up with a really fun this or that round.
Love it.
Yes, it's my favorite part of the show, to be honest. First one, I'm gonna tell you my theory on this after you answer the question. Okay, coffee or tea?
Tea.
Okay, I have to tell you, I'm laughing because every pageant winner that we know, they don't drink coffee. Lindsay Coffee, Miss Earth, right? Yeah. Never drinks coffee. Nia Sanchez does not drink coffee.
That's so funny.
And there's this pattern, Marissa Butler, no coffee. And I'm like, wait,
I don't drink coffee.
How do you guys do it?
I don't like coffee, and I've never really liked tea either, but I recently, or not recently, but several months ago, I got this horrible flu, and I was stuck in bed for 10 days.
Oh my gosh.
And I got this throat coat tea because my throat was killing me.
Oh, that tea's so good. And, I love that one.
Right. So I got this tea, and it was the first tea I ever actually enjoyed. And I couldn't tell if it was because it just made me feel better or if I actually liked it. So I just kept drinking it every single day, even after being sick. And it has become part of my daily routine.
It tastes like a hug. It's cozy.
Yeah.
You feel it here.
Yeah, and it's got almost a little bit of sweetness to it, but it's not too sweet. I don't know. It's
oh my gosh.
Now I'm a tea person.
Wow.
Who would have thought?
Wow. You're a pageant girl. I'm like, yeah. I mean, you're more than a pageant girl, but there's a pattern. Okay, next one. I hope you answer this one right. Are you a dog person or a cat person?
I'm a dog person.
Okay, good, me too.
I have 2 Dobermans, so
gosh.
I'm a big dog
Really?
person.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, so you were training Dobermans, right?
Yeah, my Dobermans, they're a handful.
Wow.
I love them, and so it requires a lot of training when you have Dobermans. They're very, very smart. So if you don't keep them stimulated, they'll go nuts.
Oh my gosh. Are they, so one thing I read on your bio sheet is that you have an aluminum allergy.
Yes.
Are they like service dogs as well, or?
No, we joked that we should teach my dog how to like sniff out aluminum, but I was like, I don't know if that's possible.
They can do that. It's a thing.
Yeah, I would love that. That'd make my life a lot easier.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so being allergic to aluminum, that's like something I actually want to go into because I have a life-threatening food allergy. It's very serious.
Really? What is it?
Seafood.
Oh my gosh,
and
my
now
mom's
people know how to
shellfish.
kill me.
Oh no. We'll edit that out.
Right. No, but it's so scary because you're like living in fear that like eating something can actually kill you if you're not ready. So tell me about growing up with an aluminum and shellfish allergy.
Yeah, so my mom's allergic to shellfish and Clover got that. I can have it in moderation, but if too much is not good. But
it's like the lips tingling thing.
Yeah. But then with aluminum, we actually didn't find out about my allergy till I was 16. And so I just hadn't been exposed to that much aluminum. I think it was just at the point where my body couldn't take it anymore.
Wow.
And so now it's definitely a life-threatening allergy.
Oh my god.
So I have to be really careful about what I consume. I remember I was 16 years old and we found out that it was aluminum, and it was actually on my birthday. We went out to a restaurant in Haiti and I ordered I don't remember what I ordered, but I got a can of Sprite, and I never drank out of cans, especially because sodas in Haiti are usually in glass bottles too. Okay. And so I was used to the glass bottles, and you know, in the US, it's very often plastic. And so then I ordered this and it comes out in a can, and I was like, okay. And so I pick it up and I pour it into my cup, and then I noticed on the drive home that my pinky's completely swollen.
So even if you touch aluminum?
Even if I touch aluminum. And so then
I'm like checking the chairs right now. I'm like,
no, we're good.
Okay.
We're good. Yeah, so it's so bizarre. And then but it took a little bit of trial and error to really figure out that it was in fact aluminum. We had some other theories going, but that was really it. And and then now I just check everything. I'm hyper diligent.
Oh no, I would be too. So it is life-threatening, and it's like if you drink out of a soda can, is it also like contaminants in the food? Like if they cook on aluminum foil?
If something's cooked in aluminum foil, I usually can still have it as long as someone else takes it out for me.
Okay.
Yeah, so
it's basically touching.
Yeah, so I can't touch it. And then like a lot of food dyes contain aluminum, so I can't have a lot of dyes. So that's another thing. And so I remember being 16 and having to throw out a lot of my makeup because of it. And I was devastated. And so having to, you know, just adapt a whole new level of clean lifestyle.
You're kind of like educating me now because like with my makeup line, I'm like, let me make sure there's no aluminum because I'm pretty sure we do.
I think some bright colors usually have it. So that's why I stick to like neutral tones.
And like this is so nerdy and then we'll move on. But like being homeschooled and organic and all the things, like I feel like we're the same person. Yes. Like heavy metals is like a real toxin. So
absolutely.
Heavy metal detox is really important for us. So I feel like it's probably like, you know, none of us should be consuming aluminum.
I know. My family even noticed a difference when they started limiting their heavy metals in their life, especially with the aluminum. It made a big difference. And I noticed like, I mean, for me, it's different because I'm allergic to it. So it's like, I notice these huge differences. Yeah. I'm like, oh, my skin's great.
Like your body's
my
telling
hair's
you something.
Great. Yeah. Like, I'm alive.
Yeah. It's such a thing. So I feel like that's something that we should all look out for is just avoiding heavy metals. Okay. That was like a huge tangent, but I'm glad we covered it because I can relate to that. So okay, journaling or creative writing?
I think creative writing. I do journal, but I am a lefty, so I am constantly smudging those pages.
Oh my god.
But I love creative writing. I've always enjoyed it. I love music and writing music, so creative writing's like a great outlet for me.
Oh my gosh. Wait, do you have like your music published anywhere?
Not yet. I keep having people ask me if I'm going to, but maybe one of these days.
Please do. That's amazing. You're going to be like the next Taylor Swift. You have that vibe. I love it. Playlist or podcast? There's no wrong answer. Don't feel like you have to say podcast.
I do love podcasts though. Yeah, I think I might have to choose podcasts. I listen to music all the time, but if I'm being intentional with my day, like I want to listen to a podcast.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you a fruits or a vegetable person?
I'm a veggies person for sure. I love fruit, but most consistently veggies. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I feel like it's like a sweet or savory too because I'm a savory.
Yeah.
Right?
I have a sweet tooth, but it's like I always come back to that. if I want something sweet, it's usually like dark chocolate, you know, which
me
is almost a little bit savory.
Oh my gosh, we
Yeah.
have so much in common. I love it. Okay, so it's time to wrap up the podcast, but is there anything else you want to say? Any words of advice for our listeners?
I would say to anyone who's working on something, whether it's a dream, a promotion, just keep going. Life is so difficult. Like, just believe in yourself. That's the number one thing. I think so many times we doubt ourselves in our everyday lives, and we don't think that we can accomplish all the things that we can, or we feel like there's no end in sight. But there is. You just got to push through that wall. And don't forget to consume positive content. I feel like that's so overlooked nowadays, is that when you consume positive content, like podcasts that are great for your mental health, you know, following the people that inspire you, it makes a huge difference in your everyday life.
Huge. I love that. And where can we follow you on social media? And also Harvest 107, and how can we support?
So Harvest 107 is just at Harvest 107. We keep it simple across all platforms. So give us a follow there. You can check out the work that we do, see it up close and personal, and then share about it if you see it. That's a huge thing with nonprofit work, is if you share about our work, it means the world, because it means that we have more access to help more people. So, and then my personal page is at good_Gracie.
I love that. Oh, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.